Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Taverna Kima in Boca.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We are in a celebratory mood today. We have got some mimosas with some bubbly, and it is time to drink bubbly.
Yes.
We are at Giorgio's Bakery and Bistro in Hollywood. A little bit of change of pace, but
Yes.
We're here with the lovely Sophia, who is the proprietor of Giorgio's, the two locations. Hollywood, this is the OG, the original
Yes,
one.
it is.
And we've got the one now going up on Galt Ocean Mile.
Yeah.
And things are a little crazy up on the A1A in Fort Lauderdale today. We got Mike Lubie Lubitz on the mixing board. He's going to join us. Maybe Defo might join us, but
I thought we'd start off to celebrate the Panthers.
I think that's a fine idea, a capital idea.
We're on the water. The Panthers won.
Yeah, and we've got Pete the Rat here, and no need to call Jeff Weinzier or anybody in Channel 10. It's a fake. This is one of the plastic rats.
I know when you walked in with it, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go over well.
Sometimes they get a little scared, but when they see the shirt, okay, let's set the table here.
Yes.
Congratulations to the Florida Panthers.
Let's go,
They have
Cats.
won back-to-back Stanley Cup titles, a really impressive feat, a really impressive team. Even if you are a casual fan or don't know anything about hockey, icing, offsides, you kind of get swept up in the moment,
Yeah,
right?
you can't help it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice
It's
to
the
be.
excitement. It's it's a great franchise to be a part of.
You were saying that you are, again, not the biggest hockey fan, but
No.
your son is,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
he
nice.
slept in the jersey last night. He didn't watch the ending. The poor kid. He's 11.
Oh.
He fell asleep, but he woke up
no.
in the middle of the night taking the jersey. Like he has the long sleeve one. It's like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
they
are.
won.
They tend to be those hockey sweaters. They
Yes,
call them,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, because the ice is cold, so they do wear a lot of equipment and long
Yeah.
sleeve, and but the sweaters in the South Florida summertime maybe not the best apparel choice. But today it doesn't matter. I am once again you can't see it because it's blocked by the beautiful mimosa, but I am wearing my lucky Kachuk around and find out this T-shirt. The lovely Val got me last year during the playoff run, and I usually wore my other shirt, the nice collared Panther shirt, but then at one point it started losing games.
That's not a lucky shirt.
And
This was an undefeated shirt.
Well, I
this
just
shirt-
found out how superstitious you
Oh
are
yeah,
today.
we're gonna get into all the
Degenerate.
Oh, my
superstitions.
goodness.
Degenerate.
We're also gonna get into all the great fine, baked goods.
We'll get here.
We'll get to the food, but
Yes.
today I'm gonna, start by sipping. And again, here's to the champions. It's good to
Hail
be
to
a
the
winner.
Cats.
Cheers.
Salute.
I've been texting with some other friends, some of our restaurant people.
Yamas, as they
They're
say.
going to be
Yamas, there you
hopefully
go.
getting visits by the Stanley Cup. So many great things about hockey. One of which is, I just like everything about hockey. The players are pretty much down to earth. They're not prima
yeah.
donnas. And you saw it last night that after they win, the way that they skate
shaking of
around
the hands.
shaking the lineup where after the game and the series is over, they line up and shake hands,
Yeah.
which is just a display of
I
sportsmanship.
love that.
They don't say that the game was rigged. They don't say that the scoreboard lied. They know who the winner and the loser was, and then the loser at the end of the game shakes the hand and congratulates the winners, and no matter how much they were fighting and pummeling each other during the game. So that's a great tradition.
Yes.
The other great part of hockey, it's really a celebration with the whole community, the way that the Stanley Cup gets shown around, paraded around. And this morning, it's already made its annual appearance
To the elbow room.
up at the Elbow Room, which I guess is now the unofficial home
Right.
of the Stanley Cup celebrations.
I
And-
was impressed with because I haven't seen the final ever and the winning and all that, but how they each player took the cup.
Yes.
and gets to skate around. It's
You
their
know, and
moment
it was-
of it's a team game, but
Yes.
they get to have individual laps of glory, and
Yep.
it shows you the special unselfish nature of the team, where it wasn't the biggest stars
Right.
that by tradition the captain in this case it's Alexander Barkov gets the
Gets
cup
it first.
first.
Yeah.
He skates around, but then he handed it off to all the players on the team who had never won a cup before. So it was their first time, and some of these are scrub players, some of these are players that didn't even get to be active roster players in the last couple of games, and they get to take their turn. I thought, that showed a lot.
It
Well,
did.
I like that Maurice said that was our Barkov.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the coaches, that wasn't the regime saying, guys, that was literally the captain saying, he made the decision, I'm giving it to these guys, and everyone fell right in line. Was like, yeah, that's definitely what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's just so Panthers like that.
They're like this team.
They are a real tight-knit bunch. And, so then the first-timers got to skate around, and then finally it made its way to some of the great, the stars that have really shown, the Brad Marchands, who just came here after 16 years in Boston.
Didn't even know him.
Trade deadline thing, and the guy was nothing but impressive. I mean, it's just so many great individual stories, but as a team collectively, they really showed what they were. I mean, they were special. They're a special group, and I was saying it all along, Lubie, at the beginning. Just enjoy this ride because you don't get to see greatness like this. And we thought it was going to be a much more even final series. I bet money on it being 7 games, and it didn't.
I was going to text you. Sorry, Mayo.
Luckily, I did get some money in on the Panthers after they lost game 1. And it's impressive. After losing game 1, they win 4 of the next 5, 3 of them in blowout fashion.
Yep.
So there really was no even series.
Unfortunately, not the game that you went
You
to.
wanted.
yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the other thing.
Sorry to bring it up, but
The game I went to was the when they were supposed to sweep the Carolina Hurricanes to get to the Stanley Cup. Instead, they got shut out. It was like the worst loss of the playoffs.
It was their
I spent $700 to watch no goals. I couldn't even high five my daughter one time for a goal, and that's where I bought Pete the
Just to
Rat.
have the rat.
Pete Davidson, I named him because it's an uncanny resemblance, if you ask me. But no, and instead of flinging him on the ice at the end of the game, I kept him, and then he became part of my good luck
Your lore, yep.
rituals. The Kachuk around and find out T-shirt. I started wearing it at some point in the Carolina series. It went 6.33 and 0.
Oh,
Now,
you change it like
remember,
a jerk off.
I was on a trip to Oregon where the games take place earlier.
the game that they-
Oh, that's
it
right.
That they
starts
had a
at-
3-0 lead.
I was in this shirt for the first period. We were at a resort that didn't even have TVs. It was on this Rogue River. It was like a very rustic place. No TVs. I was listening on my Sirius XM satellite radio. They had a 3-0 lead after the first period. I was wearing the shirt. And then we had to go to dinner at the resort where I had to put on a nicer shirt. Took off this shirt. They blew the 3-0 lead. They lost that game in overtime. And
Now
I
you see
said,
why
I
he's
don't care where I
superstitious."
am. I'm going to wear this shirt no matter what. So it went 6-0 when I was wearing entire games, including last night. The other tradition, I know I'm rambling, but I'm in a giddy mood, and let's have another sip.
Yeah, once again.
I went for the first 2 periods. Sometimes I've been going to Shenanigans, our friend Pat
Which you were
Utter.
doing really well there.
And there, I think I put up a 3-0 record. And Pat is away. He's traveling, having a nice little vacation, but he's keeping abreast of all the sporting activities.
Of course.
But then I went to the D Sports Bar, which is next to Daniel's Steakhouse, that new very fine steakhouse in Fort Lauderdale that got Michelin Guide recognition, recommended.
Yep.
But he opened up like a sports bar for the Rio Vista neighborhood where I'm now living. And it's a nice upscale sports bar because you can order nice wines from the wine list at Daniel's. So
And still have your
last
limit.
night I went in
Nice.
there for the first 2 periods. And that's been my thing. Me and Val, we go in there for 2 periods and then we go home and watch the
I
third
like that you
period.
made her a superstitious lunatic.
Oh, yeah. So we were at D Sports Bar for the first 2 periods last night. Had a great time sitting next to a table. Connie Ogle, the Herald food
she's
writer.
great. We love
Oh.
Connie.
She's been there a couple times, and it's become part of her superstition.
nice.
Oh my goodness.
So Connie lives in Hollywood here. She writes for the Herald, and she's a great food writer. And she's going to be joining us at Gulfstream one of these Fridays,
Nice.
Lubie. But she was there with a friend, actually with her sister, and me and Val, getting ready to leave after the second period. She goes, "Where are you going? You
You
can't
can't
leave."
leave. Yeah, you
And I
can't
explained to her that we always
You
leave
have
after
to
the
leave.
second period, and they're
That's
always
your thing.
Was she
been
like, get
winning.
out of here?
She's like, "Get the F out of here." Then I got a text from Connie this morning that she got the assignment from the Herald that she had to go cover the
elbow room?
elbow rooms.
Like 6 in the
She
morning.
got dispatched at 6 a.m.
Yep, there
She
were already
was
people
down there. And when she saw, okay, and I had the playoff beard going. This is the final thing. And I know I'm being long.
Oh, we haven't seen her. She
So
hasn't seen
I
you with
showed-
the freaking fakakta
I
baby.
showed Sophia the fact that what I looked like
She had the
yesterday
you saw her with the
on the-
you saw him,
on
you
the
looked
hiking
homeless.
It
trails.
was
You looked
unbelievable.
homeless.
I had my bushy playoff beard. This morning, in honor of my daughter and Lubie, I shaved it, but as you can
You
see,
left the porn stash.
my
Like that better? You're a lovely lady. I'll leave that to you.
my
Which look is
my razor blade got dull. It
Oh,
couldn't
oh,
cut anymore, so I had to
oh.
leave the mustache.
It looks clean.
No, I kept
Oh,
it just
okay.
to troll Lubie because I knew
Okay.
he was going to say, "What is that?" Tomorrow, this caterpillar will be gone
It
as
makes me
well.
look like my creepy neighbor growing up.
But the superstitions, they all worked.
They
the
worked.
playoff beard worked. The could chuck around and find out T-shirt worked. The leaving after 2 periods after
Yep.
the D Sports Bar worked. And Pete the Rat worked.
I have a
Yep.
question now.
Yes.
Does all this get reset now for next
Yes.
season?
You got to do it
so-
all again the
No,
same
Is
way.
the
No,
same
he's gotta
one,
he's
or
gotta
it's a whole,
repeat
all
it.
new superstition? Like, is this for this season only?
You rock it until it fails.
Okay.
That's how our
So
superstition
you're gonna
works.
test it out, and
yeah,
then
if they go into the playoffs again next year and I start doing these same things and they start losing,
Yeah, you
then
throw
you
it
got to
away
mix it up.
quickly.
That's the key. You got to be nimble. But
And your lunatic superstitions.
well, Lubie's a diehard like
Oh, I'm
Seminole
really
fan. Weren't
superstitious
you the
with any
same
of my-
way? Yeah.
Oh, no, I was with the Panthers. I won't get up during the period.
Mm.
When they're playing. If it goes to commercial, I have to go to the bathroom. I go, but I won't eat. I won't eat the entire game. I won't get up to get a drink until the period's over, and I won't get up from my seat. My wife's pregnant, so I have to get up more now than I used to until they go to a break. I won't get up
Oh,
during
my
it, and I can
goodness.
pause. I still won't get up. Like for some reason, I'm like my parent, and I won't celebrate until
it's
it's
like you're
over.
gonna interrupt them.
I won't celebrate until it's over. My mom texted me at 4-0 when there was 7 minutes left before the last empty netter and then their goal. Are you watching? I'm like, just finish it. And I learned it from them. They're the lunatics. That would be like my dad would do this. My dad would wear a shirt a certain way, and then he'd get up. And then, like I'm not that crazy, but I do have weirdo like sports superstitions.
No, and the thing is, isn't it strange that the second
feels
I
like it
took
works,
no,
yeah.
the second I took off this T-shirt
It is strange.
in Oregon,
I'm gonna
they
give that to
lose
you.
a 3-0 lead at home.
Yep.
You know, they end up tying the game with 19 seconds left to send it to overtime, and then that was just a big tease because they
They
lost
lost in overtime. Yeah.
But all during that time, this shirt was not on me. It was my fancy dress shirt, and we had a nice, lovely dinner at this upscale resort. And but yeah, it's just so strange when
It is
when
strange.
it works. It makes you think there's greater forces at
For
play.
sure.
Yeah, there
for
you go.
sure.
There you go.
All right, and you were talking about when I came in with Pete here that you didn't realize the whole origin story
I
of
didn't.
the rats, and I explained to you that back in season 3, right, Lubie, when
Yes.
they were a
96, 97.
but this was even before we knew they were going to make a run to the Stanley Cup
It was regular
Finals.
season. Or it might have been the year before.
It was
Might have been
it was November of '95. Earlier in that same season, Scott Mellenby, before the game at the old Miami Arena, there was a rat scampering through the locker room because that's the
And
kind
this
of
is real.
place it
He was on with Defo on his conversations, Scott Mellenby, a week ago, because I had heard mixed stories that that was lore, blah blah blah. He told the whole story. He said it's 100%.
Oh, it's
accurate.
100% true because Dave Joseph, my compadre at the time, we covered the team together that first inaugural season. But he was there in the locker room, I think. And yeah, Mellenby basically saw the rat and with his stick shot a wrist shot like he was going for the goal over the, like it just went splat into the wall. And then he went out and scored 2 more goals, and it was dubbed the rat trick instead of a hat trick. And then people, after reading about that story,
That season it built.
just started bringing the fake plastic rats to the game and throwing them on the ice after Mellenby would score a goal. Sometimes they would throw rats, or when they would just win the game. And then it became a thing during that
it built
playoff
steam
run.
on that playoff run.
Yeah.
Every game of every series, when it became more real that this upstart team was taking out the legends.
Right.
I just remember the
They
Stanley
took out
Cup
the
Finals against the
Flyers.
Penguins, where it hit a crescendo because they didn't do anything.
They took out the Flyers and Lindros. They took out the
Bruins.
Penguins.
No, it was the Bruins
Brent
with
Blue-
Cam Neely.
Right. But then it was the
Flyers, which with a great line that with Lindros, who had been one of those great players, very much like McDavid, who couldn't win a title,
Right. And then
the great Penguins team.
yeah, with Yager
and Lemieux in their prime.
Lemieux. And I was covering some of those games, and I was there at the the finals. They got swept by the Colorado Avalanche, and Patrick Waugh was a goalie who
He
was
was
just unbelievable.
You couldn't
But
score on them.
anyway,
Sure
that
did.
was back in '96. I was a sports writer at the time. I was actually at the birth of the whole team when they had an expansion draft in Quebec City in June. I think it was like around this time, like June 22nd or June 25th of 1993, when the team actually picked all the players from other teams. They drafted them, and so that was the day the team was born. And I was there for that. I wasn't in the building last night, but it's gratifying to see a team that's become such a power. And if you are into hockey,
And
well,
who would think Florida, right?
Yeah.
South Florida.
and that's poor Canada. I know the Canadian Canada, obviously
It's their sport. I mean,
hockey
this is
Yes.
is the national sport.
Yes.
Babies, they don't give them little shoes when they're both. They give them little
Little
skates,
skates.
and they throw them right on the ice.
That's
and say,
it.
Go learn.
Yeah.
Like we throw them in the pool, they throw them on the ice.
Exactly.
And,
That's exactly right.
It's a national passion,
Yep.
and they have one of their teams has not won a Stanley Cup since 1993,
Yeah.
Oof.
which
And
is 32
Florida
years.
teams have won 4 of the last 6.
Right. And it's not just Florida teams; it's all these Sun Belt expansion teams. Las Vegas has won a
Oh,
cup.
Vegas was the other one. I was thinking
Carolina's
Vegas
won a
was the
cup.
other one.
Tampa Bay, obviously.
Yeah.
Florida teams have won a cup. Dallas has won a cup. All these
Yep.
teams since the Canadian
But
team
are
last
they all
won.
Canadians?
Well,
There
that's
may
the
be
thing.
some Canadians, yes.
The main
And Eastern Europeans who know the cold very
most
well.
players are Canadian. There are a few American-born players, and now there are a lot of Eastern Europeans, Russian, and Scandinavians. But it's a good, healthy mix, and so it's just gratifying to see him win it all. The cup is going to be paraded around all over town. Hopefully,
But
you said-
we finally get a chance. And we like 4 or 5 different places we know very well had it last year, and we kept missing it. So hopefully this year we get to.
besides
hands
the
on it.
Elbow Room, it went to Southport Raw Bar.
Yep.
It went to our friend Cafe
Seville,
Seville,
yeah.
Joey
It was at
Esposito.
Heritage.
Reno Sorbonne. His brother-in-law is Roberto Luongo, who is a executive with the Panthers now. He used to be he's a Hall of Fame goaltender.
Panther.
But Luongo banged the drum last. I'm just giddy. I'm just they did a great job.
They
And
did.
one more thing about hockey, and then we'll get into the food here at Giorgio's. Again, it's 800 North Ocean Boulevard. Or is it Drive or Boulevard? What do they call it?
Drive.
It's Ocean Drive.
Ocean
Yeah.
Drive. It's just like
It's
South
a,
Beach,
it's a very
but
famous
it's in
road.
Hollywood. It's
It's been in many a song and movie.
it's right on the Intracoastal. It's a beautiful place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
And we'll get into the whole history and background of the Giorgio's brand, because also your family has Taverna Opa,
Yep.
which is the real OG, right?
2 doors down.
2 doors down
Yes.
on Ocean Drive here in Hollywood. We'll get to all that. But final thoughts for you, Lubie. What was like the standout moment or something that you'll recall most from this playoff?
The run or this series?
Everything,
'Cause
anything.
If you do the run, it's being down 0-2 versus Maple Leafs, being down in game 3, and then finding a way to win that game, going on to win the next 2 games, and totally taking control of that series. They did get pushed to 7, but once they got up 3-2 in that series from being down 0-2, you sort of felt the mojo of last year come back. Like the Lightning series, they won pretty easily, but the Maple Leaf series was very tough, and it sort of felt like the tide was turning for the franchise in the sense that, okay, they got their cup, and then when they stormed back from that series, it was like, this may be a real thing. And then see them go through the Hurricanes in 5 games, and then just to see, it's funny because I had a lot of trepidation about what Connor McDavid could do, because we've seen in hockey the great players find a way to get a cup. This team was like, not for us. Like, he had 1 goal the entire series, and it wasn't for lack of trying. The guy played like almost 30 minutes a game. Like he was out there giving his all. Draisaitl played well. This team is just so deep.
It's deep.
It's interesting to see because last year's run, the Stars shined. The Stars got their numbers in this playoff run,
There's just
but it was
so
the
many
guys
of them.
no one thought.
I mean, they really are 3 and 4 lines deep, because
Yep.
it's not just the Barkovs and the Kachuks, and now you've got the Bennetts and Reinhardt and Verhage and
Marchand.
Marchand and what's his name, Lundell or whatever, my pillow guy. What's his name?
Not Lindell. Lindell.
Oh, okay.
Well, look, it reminds me of a restaurant. I've been wanting to bring it back to where we are, but like we from Sophia, wherever we go to a restaurant, restaurateurs are very clear about saying from the dishwasher to the GM, everyone has their role, and the best restaurants are the ones that everyone excels at their role. And if they're falling ill, if they're struggling, everyone around them picks them up.
For sure.
And this team literally thrives that way. Like Barkov, if you look at his stats in the series, it didn't look great. Yeah, because he took McDavid out. He took it upon himself as the captain to really shadow McDavid and make life a living hell for McDavid. So everyone else picked him up. And it reminds me of whenever we go to these restaurants where I'll see Sophia at the front helping people out. I'll see her clearing dishes. I'll see the person who's behind going out and serving if they have to. Like, and it's a testament to this business and a testament to this team to see them pick one and they pick each other up when they aren't even asked to. It's not like, okay, someone's hurt. I know it's okay. Lubie, this is my job. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna win.
I get you, but you're forgetting one big thing. Bob Bobrovsky.
He was fantastic.
The man, that's the goalie.
I hate him, but he was fantastic.
Lubie loves to hate him. Anytime he gives up a goal, he panics. He goes, he's terrible. You got to pull him. You can't. Bobrovsky has been the bedrock on which this playoff success
100%.
has been built. I thought he was going to pitch a shutout last night because he's done that in some clinching games before, but he's been a rock. So, just his quiet steadiness for me was, one of the things that defined this run. The other one is Brad Marchand. You mentioned him. He's a longtime Boston Bruin, 16 years there. He won a Stanley Cup with them in 2011. I
realized it was when he was like 23 or something.
Yeah, he was a young'un, and now
it was his first year.
It's 14 years later or whatever, or it was 11 years. I forget the math.
It was 13 years removed or 14 years removed.
But what I love about his game, and he's a pest. He's one of those guys. He's always yapping. He's getting under your skin. He's one of those players when he's on the other team, you hate his guts.
Yeah.
But when he's on your team, you love him.
Yeah.
But he exudes such joy. And it's just fun to watch him. He looks like a 8-year-old every time he's on the ice and when he's getting under people's skin, but he's smiling and he's having a great time. And to see a professional, a grizzled veteran, just exude that much joy is great. And then from a hockey perspective, one of my biggest peeves is when there's too much passing. In order to score goals, you got to put the puck on the goal.
Yep.
And sometimes they try to get the perfect setup, the perfect pass, and then just shoot the puck. This guy does one better. He had how many bull rushes where he just gets the puck and he just puts his head down and he just skates towards the net. He does these bull rushes. And it's like in basketball and old stories. If you're a big, powerful, forward, you just go strong to the hole, and you'll either get an easy layup or a foul.
Yep.
Correct.
Now, in hockey, sometimes you get a penalty, but there's no foul shots. But this guy, Marchand, he would just bull rush to the net, and then he would just find a way to just stuff it in there. And he did that like 4 or 5 times in really key situations. So that, as a hockey fan, I loved seeing that because it was just like, put your head down. You're going to get punished sometimes. And, man, the way they were throwing around their bodies last night, trying to just get in the way and diving for pucks,
the defense was
blocking shots. I'm going on for 10 minutes here because as a hockey fan, I grew up in Brooklyn, a big Rangers fan.
No, was it the epitome? It reminds people of the Islanders team of the early 80s, because that Oilers team of the late 80s was skill. The Islanders team is supposedly known as a very rough and gritty team, and that's what this team is both. It's skillful and also gets after it.
Growing up as a Ranger fan at that time,
I
could attest to how much I hated Dennis Potvin, who became a Panthers broadcaster in their early years. And I went into an elevator with him one time, and I just looked at him and I said, "Dennis Potvin." I said, "I hated you." And his face just dropped. He thought he was going to say, "Oh, I loved you as a kid growing up."
Screw you,
I just, anyway, no, they do. They just took all the life and spirit out of Edmonton. Edmonton came out charged up, you'd expect for a team facing elimination. They were just taking bodies and trying to, hunt down Panthers and inflict some punishment. But after that second goal, all the fight was gone. So, all right, that's it for hockey, Sophia.
Remind me next year if they win again, not to have the podcast after because
the rats crossing up.
And your story of a rat being splatted on.
Yeah, no, that's it. I apologize.
What great baked goods.
No, I love your passion for it. I'm just joking.
All right, here we go.
I love it. I'm glad I'm a part of it.
Here's what we're going to do. Let's get into the food portion.
Okay.
I'm going to actually take a bite.
All my
I can't resist. You got this beautiful cheese platter here. It's like an antipasta platter. Explain what we got in front of us.
So we have a little bit of a bread basket with some focaccia and different baked breads. our cheese and our meat platter. And we have a tuna niçoise. This is my favorite. When I talk to my manager, I'm like, which salad? He's like, do the Greek salad. I'm like, no, let's do the tuna niçoise. That's my favorite.
That is one of my favorite summertime salads.
Yes.
And comes from Nice in France is where they, I guess, first developed it.
Wow.
And it has green beans. It has some, tuna fish, cold, chopped, and some eggs, tomatoes. It's a great summer refreshing salad. I'm going. I couldn't resist. I see all these lovely cheeses. There's some brie on there. There's some blue cheese on there. But I see feta cheese here, and I'm sorry. I'm going to the roots.
Some roasted peppers. Those are my favorites.
It's all good, and those peppers are delicious. I'm taking a bite of this. Why don't we take our first break, and then I will finally catch my breath. And we will give up the hockey talk, although not the celebration.
No, we can include it in.
Yeah, no,
you'll think of something else.
Oh, I'm sure. It's not every day that a local team wins a title.
No, it's great.
One wins back-to-back
and
titles.
the way they won, and like how you said, it's like such a great team. Yeah. It just adds to everything.
Yep.
And
who cannot be happy?
They don't
for them?
forget people. Like at 1:30 in the morning, the captain Barkov comes back out on the ice. The arena is empty.
They were cleaning. They were literally cleaning the
cleanup crew.
Oh.
And actually, Val's daughter-in-law is one of those. She works the arena during games.
Oh, wow.
And I think she was there at 1:30 in the morning when Barkov came out and basically, appreciated that.
I just love because it's not because a lot of the time they'll try and then the workers are in their own world. No, they literally stopped what they were doing to jump up and down and celebrate with him. And he was literally lifting up the cup, going around the arena to every single group of people, and they celebrated together. And it was the kind of thing you don't see in professional sports these days.
For them to acknowledge, a lot of these millionaire athletes are in their own world and pampered with their own posses, and it's really encouraging to see that. And I think that's why you see
the whole city
reaction that you do around town. People generally get caught up in it. It's still the people's sport,
That's what it feels like,
And I think the parade, I don't know if it's been announced.
It's Sunday afternoon, I think at 12.
All right. And as I looked up, it's only a 40% chance of rain later in the day. So hopefully it won't be like last year where there was a full downpour.
It didn't stop them, but
all right. Way to go, Panthers.
And
way to go, Giorgio's. I love all these meats, cheeses, the salads, sandwiches, anything you want. They've got pizzas here. They've got the similar setup up now on Ocean Mile. Don't forget that.
Yes.
That opened up a few months ago. But let's take the first break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about what's going on here in the world of Giorgio's, Taverna Kima, Taverna Opa after these words. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boys Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boys has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat Boys with a Z, as in amazing. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa de Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new burrilla tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at Giorgio's Bakery and Bistro in Hollywood. There's two locations. The other one just opened up a few months ago on Galt Ocean Mile, just above, what's the address of that one? It's
3537 Gulf Ocean Drive.
Right,
Mile.
so
Gulf Ocean Drive.
All
Yes.
Ocean Drive.
It's
Everybody knows
called Gulf Ocean Mile
It
because
is,
it's that
yes.
whole area.
That's
But
true,
yes.
Yes, and I'm glad to hear that things are going well up there. It's become already a very popular breakfast spot in the Gulf
fantastic.
area, and we've done a couple of shows there. This is our first visit to the Hollywood location, but it's not my first visit because when I lived in the neighborhood right around the corner,
Yeah, you weren't far from here.
I would come here occasionally. My parents loved coming here when back in the days when they would visit during the wintertime. Meanwhile, Father's Day this past weekend. Obviously, I miss my dad. He's been gone 6 years. I can't believe it. Time flies, but at least I got to spend Father's Day with my daughter
Yeah,
on a beautiful road trip. So, how did you spend yours, Sophia? Were you with your dad? Do you try?
My
to
dad's
get...
in Greece.
Oh, okay.
really?
So I had the day off.
For the summer? Nice,
I had the day off.
nice.
He's going to be there till probably the end of the year.
Okay.
Oh, really? Oh,
He-
wow.
He goes for 6 months.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
jeez.
He left late May, right beginning of May.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
No, we saw him at the lamb roast and all those
Yeah.
things, right?
He usually comes back in November, usually right before Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
But he's like throwing hints out now that he's coming back Christmas.
Okay.
Oh, wow. He's really, whereabouts in Greece?
So he has a place in Athens,
Oh, nice.
and
I
he
love
just
that.
like he was just in Crete this past weekend. My sister is there with her family. My brother-in-law's from Crete, so
Oh, nice.
he went and saw them. And he just
As
travels.
a restaurant operator, is it easier for you when your father is
Not here.
I
another
plead the
continent
fifth.
away?
I plead the fifth. Yes, it is.
Look,
It is.
one of my best friends from college, from a Greek family, and they tend to have strong patriarchal figures.
Yes.
And they tend to be sometimes opinionated.
Yes.
And,
Very much so.
But
So now instead of every single day, talking to him and going through, it's kind of like every couple days. So I get a little break,
okay.
you know? So
And what people have to realize is funny when people go in and they say, "Oh my God, why was everybody yelling at each other?" No, that it was the same thing growing up in Brooklyn, in a Jewish household. No, we're not arguing. We're just talking to each other. That's
right.
the way we
And
talk.
so like now that I'm older and I can tell my dad, I'm like, stop yelling, like talk. And he's like, this is the way I am.
It is talking. I'm talking.
he
If
doesn't
I was
hear-
yelling, you'd really hear
You know,
me.
a couple years ago, he was like, oh, okay, sorry. But now he's like, you know what? I'm 76 years old. I can talk however I want. I'm like, okay.
Whatever you say.
And you're like, okay,
So
Dad,
I'm
stay through
like,
New Year's. That's
Okay.
good. No, it's a
I'll
beautiful.
come see you.
But all
and
Greek-
don't come back. How about
Greek
that?
families are very strong. They are tight knit.
Very close.
Yep.
A family means everything, and celebrating holidays and all that.
Yes. He
but
didn't realize
this-
it was Father's Day
did
because
you-
he's over there.
Yeah, he's
So
there.
I called him and I was like, Happy Father's. He's like, oh, thank you.
I I wonder, like, do they have Father's Day in Greece?
They
Is
do,
it a
yes.
different day?
They
or-
do. They do. I think the Father's Day is the same, but like Mother's Day, they have, I think it's like International Women's Day. Isn't
Nice.
there a day like
There
that
is, there is.
here? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they don't have it the same time as us.
Right,
So,
but they do.
but yes,
Mark
they
it on the
celebrate.
calendar. So meanwhile, with I guess your family, the Father's Day is a nice holiday, or do you make Dad cook? You know, your kids' father.
So for the last couple of years, my dad hasn't even been here.
okay,
He always leaves like
In the
May,
summer.
right,
beginning of June. Yeah,
but I'm
he's
saying
never-
your children's. Father,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Your husband, right?
Yes,
So,
yep. Yes, they do.
But like because for me, I was always relegated to we're not going out, we're not taking
No,
out.
you grill.
You're gonna buy some steaks,
Right.
Dad grills.
And you're gonna grill,
Yes.
and you're gonna like it.
Yes.
And maybe if you're good, you can watch the end of the U.S. Open golf. Which, by the way, we didn't even mention that. I know we've
Yeah,
gone
it was
sports
great.
heavy today, but that guy sank an incredible putt, JJ
great.
Spawn. I don't know if you are you into golf at
I'm
all?
not into golf at
Okay.
all.
Because it was the world's worst tournament. Like nobody's all the
Oh.
stars didn't do anything, but this JJ Spawn, who's been a journeyman player, he had a roller coaster round and he sank a 65-foot putt to win at the end. He basically just needed to get a par to win the tournament, but he ended
was
up
far.
putting a final flourish on it. That was great, and that's always a Father Day tradition.
Yep.
Is watching the U.S. Open, and I had a good one. And even though I was on vacation at my friend Eric's house in Portland, Oregon, what did I get stuck with? Grilling
You were
the
grilling,
steaks.
right?
Yeah, because
I wouldn't trust Eric.
I don't
though.
trust
I
Eric.
wouldn't trust Eric at all.
Eric is okay.
He's in his own world.
let me
He's
give
a
you
good guy, but he's in his own world.
longtime college buddy of mine, great guy. He works for Adidas now. He used to work for Nike. But when it comes to food, he's the guy that no matter what restaurant we went to,
He like a burger or chicken wing.
he would always order the wrong thing. And I know you say there's no such thing as ordering
everything is
wrong,
great. Yeah.
but like he's
Like
the
a
guy.
steak at a Greek restaurant.
Which we know you haven't do a great
She
job,
remembers.
which we know. But
No, he manages. Like he would go to a Jewish deli and order I don't know
like a meatloaf
like a hamburger, like
or chicken parmesan.
yeah, it's like, what are you doing, Eric? But so when it comes to food, I didn't even trust him to do the shopping because we told him to go get potato salad. And he came home empty-handed. He goes, I didn't know there was like 3 different kinds.
Oh my God.
And so I had to go back with him to the store, pick out the steaks, pick out the potato salad, and then he fired up the grill, and I was doing like the executive chef thing where I would just tell him, okay, put that on, turn it in 3 minutes, get it up to 400 degrees. And then after a while, he just like quit,
Yeah.
and I had to go up there and do the rest. But
Were you just trying to be nice to get him involved, or
I
you didn't
was.
want
I
to
was
take
trying to-
over his?
I wanted him. I didn't
home?
want to just like
Just move
Mayo.
over. I got this.
like I usually do it at any restaurant
do a
when I go
Mayo,
to.
yeah.
I become the table jockey captain and just start ordering the whole menu, and people are like, what about? No, this is what you're gonna get. And this is what you're gonna like. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, what do we got? We got a pizza in front of us.
We
now.
have the fresh mozzarella pizza with a nice cold Greek beer on this
Nice,
hot day.
Wow.
I switched it up a little bit because I'm like, it is hot out today. So
Pizza and beer is always a good combo. And this looks like an especially cheesy pizza.
It is.
I like it.
and it's the fresh, it's like the
Mm.
real mozzarella.
Mm.
So
Yes, I can taste it.
yep.
Thin and crispy.
When they have the pizza oven, they have the
Yes.
what is it? Wood
The
fire.
a wood fire pizza oven.
And what kind of
So-
beer is this? It's called Fix.
Hellas. Fix Hellas.
Yep.
From Hellas.
So
Hellas means Greek.
it
Yes.
is.
In
So we
Greek.
had the mythos up in Kima, so I figured I'd switch up another Greek beer.
That's good. It's a nice light beer.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
right.
Perfect for summertime.
That's pretty nice.
That is
Mhm.
very, very refreshing. Thank you.
Very popular in Greece. You either do mythos or fix. Those are the two choices.
Yeah, no, and this is very tasty. I want to eat more, but I'm gonna take it easy. You asking me about how I'm doing with the big
You can
Ozempic?
see- You can see.
I've been defeating it the way that the Panthers rolled through the playoff
Yep.
competition. I've been rolling through all these different vacation destinations. One of the things on vacation, do you have any like traditions when you go away with your family, like that you try to do something? Because me and my daughter, when we go on vacation, we try to eat ice cream every day. We find an ice cream
Every
parlor.
day.
nice.
It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter if it's like right before
I
we're supposed to go
like
to
that.
dinner. And we did it every day but one day. The one day that we were in that, we had to do a 6-hour drive, and we ended up in the middle of nowhere where they didn't even have TV sets, and there was no ice cream parlors around. There was a honky tonk bar, but we found ice cream every day, and we had some good stuff.
Wow.
But I don't know anything
What
like
flavor? Not really. Not really. No.
that.
I guess because my kids are younger now, where we're still like. I mean, I'm always just yelling at them. I feel like we don't have time to like enjoy. It's
Be
like one of those like
loving and
like when you go to Disney for the first time with your kids and you have like all these high expectations. All of a
God.
sudden they're like screaming, crying, and you're like, why did I just pay all this money? And it's like the worst experience. But yeah, just not yet. But I like that. That's great.
Yeah, no,
Any certain flavors that you?
Yeah, so my daughter, it's funny. We went to a place. Like, my daughter is usually pretty plain Jane. She likes cookies and cream or Oreo, stuff like that. I'm more of a chocolate guy, but we had some funky flavors. Ice cream parlor in San Francisco called Mitchell's Ice Cream, and they have some of these. Have you ever heard of ube? Ube is like a purple sweet potato. It's like a
okay.
but they'll
it's
turn
like-
it into like ice cream.
but but when they turn it into ice cream,
really
they
nice.
kind of use the sweet potato as the base, and it really makes a good creamy base
Does it?
that you
Yeah,
mix
it's
in
nice.
with the cream and the sugar. But it comes
It's
out
healthier, too.
purple, so it's a really Instagrammable,
fun.
photogenic ice cream flavor. So, my first day in San Francisco, we had a cookout with other friends. Actually, they bought Dungeness crabs, but we this famous Mitchell's ice cream parlor is like right around the corner. And of course, my friends, knowing me and being my friends, they bought 6 different pints with
Jesus.
multiple flavors. So
Oh,
we had
man.
like 12 flavors. We had the ube. They had this like ginger one. It was like all kinds of stuff. And then there's a chain out there that actually has one location in Wynwood called Salt and Straw. I don't know if you've ever heard of
No.
Salt and Straw. Lubie, have you heard of Salt and Straw?
I think so.
And now we're getting hit with
This is the
beautiful.
fish and
fisherman's
chips.
platter.
Oh,
Yeah.
fisherman's platter.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
What do we got? It's like a
What
fish and
fish
chip,
is this?
or
It's one more day of your not sticking to your
Yeah.
to your plan. Okay.
It's birthday week, so I'm still just no rules,
So
just
do you know
eating
what,
whatever I want.
What fish is this?
This one is is this a cod? Yeah.
It is thinner cod. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
It's really
I'm gonna
nice.
take some of this. Thank you.
These
Thank you. Yep, just a little bit. That's great. Looks very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And a shrimp.
So now with this potato ice cream,
Yeah.
what more can a potato do?
Potatoes are very
I mean,
versatile.
My favorite, like I drink vodka.
Mhm. You
I
can-
love French fries.
Mhm.
Yep, yep.
I mean, now ice cream?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really nice. The ube.
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 Look at it.
It's really nice.
I've got a scallop. I've got a
I
shrimp.
have a scallop. I have a shrimp.
I got so much more.
Perfect. Thank you.
Salt and Straw has some interesting flavors. They, besides having the standards,
Jesus,
they
another
also have things like lavender ice cream, and they also
Oh.
have savory ice cream. They had some special summer ones, but like one of them was like, I don't know, it was really weird. It was like shrimp and grits or something, or like,
Really?
and that just turns me
I
off.
feel like you
Yeah.
could take a bite of that, but not
No,
like
you're
have a
trying hard.
whole,
Yeah, you're trying hard with it.
That was a little too. And the other thing they have at Salt and Straw, and you could try it. There's one down in Wynwood. You know how usually you get toppings, there's sprinkles, you could put
Yeah.
on some, the cookie crumbles or whatever.
chocolate chips.
There they have perfume spray. You can spritz some different aromas and flavors, like an atomizer that they spritz onto your ice cream for an extra 50 cents.
Oh God.
I guess it's a low-cal alternative to sprinkles.
Does it actually have a flavor?
Yeah,
It
like
has a
they have
flavor?
all these different, aromas and flavors that you just spritz onto, around your ice cream, and then I guess it settles on it a little. It's
Did you
weird.
try that?
No, I just
That
think
just sounds
I'm
That
totally
sounds
opposed
weird.
to it. I think it's so West Coast and so
right.
frou-frou that
Have a treat. I don't know. Have less ice cream. I don't know what to tell you.
no, I don't.
I
know.
like to taste my sprinkles.
But that was a salt and straw
Yeah,
thing.
honestly.
And then we went to a ice cream parlor that featured Tillamook ice cream. Now, Tillamook is an actual name of a creamery and a town on the Oregon coast.
Yeah, it's a great.
It has become widespread because Publix and I guess some other supermarkets carry the Tillamook brand.
Yeah.
Besides great ice creams, they also make cheeses and things like that.
Yeah.
Good.
And but at a ice cream parlor that was kind of an independent candy store, taffy, right on the coast, they get shipments right from the Tillamook factory, which is about 40 miles up the road, and it tasted lighter and fresher than the ones that you find at the supermarket.
Interesting.
And they have a special summer flavor called Marionberry pie,
Okay.
which is like a vanilla ice cream.
Marionberry.
Yeah, Marion. Well, there is actually
Wasn't he the DC?
there's the Marionberry, not the former mayor of
I
DC.
thought they were mocking.
But
the guy.
it's an actual fruit. There's boysenberries and huckleberries, and there's marionberries. The Oregon coast has all these bushes with all these berries and
Oh, wow.
cherries. It's really, again, the topography. That was the word of the trip. Topography is
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yep.
But the marionberry pie had vanilla ice cream base with pieces of like marionberry and pie crust. It's like they bake the marionberry pie, chop it up, and mix it in with the
Jeez.
ice cream. That was a great ice cream flavor.
That's
So-
like the what was that ice cream place they used to chop all that up?
Cold Stone
Cold
Creamery.
Stone, right?
Yeah.
I love that place.
Do you?
I did. I
I-
mean, back then.
No, they do the fold-ins,
Yeah.
the mix-ins, where you just get all their ice creams are just that doesn't have
Standard,
any
yeah.
of the mix-ins. You gotta ask
Mhm.
what you want. But
Yeah.
I never like they're straight up like vanilla. I didn't. They have like a cold, what do they call it? Like a cream ice cream, just like a neutral flavor that they mix in all their stuff, and I guess it's okay.
I think it's more of the
it's
Yeah,
the
just tough.
process.
the add in the stuff.
Yep.
And that other ice cream place, what was that trendy place a couple years ago? The Hydrogen?
Oh,
Nitrogen,
and
chill,
yeah.
chilling.
Yes.
My wife and
chilling.
I love chilling.
Yeah.
Mayo's making a face. There's a chilling right by our house. The actual flavor of chilling is great.
Yeah.
My daughter loves it.
They do a really good job.
I just think it's gimmicky. And
It's
I just like-
gimmicky
It
and
is.
freaking weird, but
And-
the actual ice cream is good. If you can get
Yeah.
past that, like as an old man as I am,
because I'm a
it's actually
neurotic.
good.
I'm a neurotic person. I'm just always neurotic, not erotic. But-
Fixated.
No, I'm always apprehensive that the equipment is going to blow up. When you have a lot of frozen, just I think nitrogen. I just
Yep.
think it sounds like a chemistry experiment, and I have some flashbacks to high school chemistry lab. Things went a little bit awry sometimes, but anyway, that's
This is
fried. What do you
fantastic.
call it? The captain's
With,
platter or just a fried
fisherman's
fisherman's
platter. Yes.
I was
Yeah,
like,
there's calamari.
Yeah.
oh,
cod,
good. I'm having the
scallops,
scallop
shrimp.
and the shrimp. Very nice batter.
It's fantastic.
And again, it is summer seafood season.
Yes. We're on the beach,
Yeah.
intercoastal, so it goes really nice especially with
And
the beer.
The
Yeah,
beer,
it's
the
great
beer
with
makes
beer.
everything better.
And then
it's-
this is my favorite. I mean, I was looking at all the sandwiches. I'm like, which sandwich do I do? This is the Philly cheesesteak.
oh wow!
So
Nice.
I enjoy this one. Thought I'd
Nice.
give you one of my favorites.
All right, I'm going to dig into that after the next break. Let's take the next break, and we'll come back and dig into more good food here at Giorgio's Bakery and Bistro in Hollywood after these words.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling with BOGO lunch sandwiches every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. in June and July, Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey District, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to thehouseontheriver.com. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We are celebrating summer, which begins, Saturday, Sunday? I don't even know when the official start of summer is. Here in South Florida, it's been summer since about March 10th.
It was so hot so fast.
Yep. It seems to be getting worse and worse.
Isn't summer?
It's hard to believe because I sent her a text the other day
like
like, hey, happy summer. I hope it's going well. And then I realized, oh, wait, we didn't even get to summer yet. This is the pre-summer. But yeah, no, it's been a little bit sweltering hot here, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You could cool off. This beer is really good. I don't
fantastic.
think I've ever had the
It's
Fix.
nice and light. Yeah.
Is it pronounced Fix or
Fix.
Fix?
Fix.
Fix beer from Hellas. Yeah, no, this is a definitely crushable summertime
Yep.
drink. So,
Very good.
and I took a bite of the cheesesteak, an excellent cheesesteak on this fresh house bread.
Yeah.
I love that.
Simple. Just cheese and onion and some good bread.
It's ooey
So,
gooey goodness.
We're in the summer season, at least, when it comes to South
Pre-summer, I guess.
Florida. How are things?
So this is probably the first year that since COVID
Like
that
you're
we're feeling it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's pre-COVID type of.
And we've
So-
gone back to the way things
Sort of
used to be, which was like where you'd have a very pronounced drop off,
And we were spoiled all these years
Yeah,
because
right.
everybody came to Florida and
Yep.
they stayed in Florida and they thought Florida was amazing. Now everybody wants to get out of Florida.
Yeah.
They're like, we need to go away because it's too hot.
It's
and
hot, yep.
now when you see like the big trucks, the transport trucks
All
with the cars.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's done.
Really?
Everybody's gone.
And like you were saying, open up. Certain places are year round, and some of the interior bedroom communities, like where Lubie lives, Coral
Yep, out
Spring,
west. Yep.
Plantation,
Yeah.
Davie. But when you get along the coast, it seems to be more of the seasonal residents, especially at Galt Ocean Mile. Like you were saying, a lot of those condos do tend to empty out a little bit during the summer. So I guess it's just about planning and
Yep,
staffing
definitely.
and
Here in Hollywood, there's a lot of tourism too.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it kind of offsets.
Summer, yeah, you get a lot of summer tourism, right?
We get a lot of, so Hollywood Beach has become pretty popular,
Yeah,
and people come in vacation here and they want to be away from the Fort Lauderdale or Miami. This is a very good balance.
Nice.
So we definitely feel the tourism here, which is great, and it offsets. But Fort Lauderdale is a big change, and also
I was going to say
Boca.
Kima.
Boca?
I was going to
Yeah.
say Kima's
because
Kima-
Kima's on the east side.
Yes.
There are a lot of year-round residents in Boca now, but they tend to be closer, I guess, to the Turnpike and out west.
Yeah.
But
Yep. And people just, even like families and everything, they go away, they vacation. So,
So what?
and
What do you guys do differently? What do you do summertime?
so there's only so much you could do, really. I mean, the only really controlling factors in a restaurant is your food cost, your labor cost. Those are like the big things that you can control. So, the labor is a little bit more challenging because you have employees, they have to make a living.
Yeah.
You can't just completely, cut
Mhm.
all their hours. So you take a certain hit with that.
Interesting.
So like with Kima, I'm trying to offset with like more catering, more parties, more things like that. So I have
Right.
a little bit
And you
more
said
of
you did have a good a June, May with the graduation parties. and
yeah,
all that.
graduation and a lot of birthday parties. I think Kima's like the birthday party.
Nice. Well, literally,
Everybody,
it's
it's
my
like,
mom's
Actually,
70th birthday coming up, and
Lubie
the
was
waiting
gonna
to
talk to
see
you,
you because when we were there the last time, you talked about the room, and I went into that back room, and it's perfect to have
Yeah.
like a big dinner or a party.
Yep. Yeah. So it's been great. Like I have a party tomorrow. I have catering tomorrow. Like just a lot of,
So you keep
that definitely helps offset. And with the rain now, with the third party delivery services,
nice.
people tend to, you're not going to go out to eat anymore, like when it's raining, but
they'll still order.
You don't
they'll
wanna
still
cook.
order. Yeah. And the premiums that they're paying, I'm like, maybe I need to increase my prices.
do.
I'm like, they're paying that much more.
It's,
I know, they pay a lot. My
very
wife doesn't give a crap.
strange. I mean, on the Let's Eat South Florida group, people tend to love to complain about any little surcharge.
Yeah.
But in reality,
Yeah, they're full of it.
people
Because they'll pay like
people love convenience, and
It's
people love to
30%.
order.
Yeah, it's
and
30%
even
more.
though they're going to be paying a premium
Yes.
between all the extra charges,
Yeah,
they're willing to do it.
they're willing to
Maybe
do it.
it's a lot of kids that have gotten rich on crypto, or
Or
just have
Kids that are getting rich on their parents.
or dad's credit card, which in my case, my
know?
daughter loves giving the credit card that I got her at work at. I'm trying to teach her a
Yeah.
little fiscal responsibility, making her get a job the next couple of months, and
Yeah.
then she can pay me back for all the
Yeah.
the stuff. But no, I mean,
I
but
wish you luck.
It's our fault. It's our fault.
100%.
It's I completely acknowledge it's complete.
It's
My
an only
parents
child.
have Apple Pay. They
Yeah.
have my credit card on their.
Oh,
They,
Jesus.
they don't even know how to use a credit card. Like they just like
They
Apple
think
Pay.
it just magically appears out of
Correct.
the air. It's not real. It's
Yeah.
ether,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
free.
and yet it so yeah, it's
But I am part of the problem. I acknowledge it.
well, we're going to have a course correction soon. At least my daughter is going to have a course correction in that she's going to have to pay for
There
the
you go.
monthly credit card bill. It's time to teach her a little
Yeah, I
bit
wish
about
you
the
luck
ways
with
of the
it.
world.
Yeah,
but-
good luck. Let me know how that goes. I have a
Sophia,
couple more
follow your
years
lead.
until I'm there. So
I
you
know.
know, I
In
have
my
minors
mind, I could
still.
at least dream of things.
in my mind, I still say that I'm going to do that, and I still don't do it. So I'm
At least she
like,
has gotten some employment for the next couple of
There
months,
you
so
go.
she'll be
That's
bringing
step
in some
one.
income. Whether I see any of that, probably not. But at
Yeah.
least maybe she won't take the credit
Take it from
card
you. Exactly.
on a work call. Yeah. So that's it.
and then
But-
they see how long they work and how much they get.
right, and they realize, why do people
They're
do
like,
this?
wait, what?
Can't I just
You know?
become internet famous or
Right,
go on
they
Instagram?
can- yes.
and-
Absolutely.
You can try.
I told my kids, be a busboy. I won't even pay you the tipped employee amount. I'll pay you the minimum
Oh,
wage,
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
And they're like, I'm going to work for that much
Oh,
for
my
that.
God.
Oh, you gotta set them straight.
Ooh.
Oh, good luck.
You gotta get them.
But then my son goes and he's like, goes and knocks on people's door and does car washes. And he
Oh,
made,
well, that's an
and I'm like,
opportunity.
if you can make more somewhere else, I'm all for
Yeah,
it.
oh, good.
This
No.
is what I can offer.
I like that though. That's ambitious.
I like the
So-
entrepreneurial spirit.
I like that.
He
That's
does.
good.
He has
Yeah.
that. He
So,
definitely has that.
all right. Well, at least there's something
So-
going on that he
Yes.
wants to
Yeah,
get.
it's great.
But then
Make
we're
some
in
money.
Florida, then it rains, and then
Everyone bitches. about
nobody's
the
getting car washes.
Yeah, I know. And also, not much in the snow shoveling industry down here either. That's how I made my money when I was 10, 12 years old. I
Yeah.
would go up and down the block and just start shoveling. And
Very
It
nice.
was good. It was
Yeah.
lucrative. So, yeah, we got to teach these kids today how to
For
actually
sure.
put in a good day's
For
labor.
sure.
We got to take the third break.
Yes, dude,
And
do.
then we will wrap up this edition. I'm back to my old ways. This is the old
This
Mike
Yeah, the
Mayo
Mike Mayo child plate.
3-year-old
I'm so
plate
sorry.
where
I redeemed myself at Kima with all
very
like
light.
the
We're very
healthy.
light.
Oh yeah,
and
no, and it's all good. It's just
Yeah.
that it's just so
it's
much
fine when you get
food
one meal, but we're getting like 15
like,
of
yeah,
them. So
in
that's where
one.
where it happens.
It's an
but-
action-packed plate. Everything
Yes.
was very good. I
Yes,
really like the
fantastic.
fisherman's platter.
It was wonderful.
That is some good stuff for those who are into seafood. Pizza was nice. The again, the niçoise salad. That's me during the
was really
summertime.
Yeah.
Give me a salad and some of those charcuterie plates.
Yep.
Or,
Yeah.
Is there a Greek word? Because charcuterie is
No.
French. Antipasto is Italian.
Italian.
And Greek
no.
is meze.
Meze,
Is meze,
yeah,
but
yep.
that you think more along the lines of the
That's it. That's a
the
that's
spreads.
appetizer
Yeah.
blanket
Okay.
statement. But yes.
what's it called? Challah mis- No, wait. What?
Oh,
one,
yeah,
Nikki?
how'd you remember
Please.
that?
How do you
Oh,
pronounce it
the-
again? It's the whipped
Talasino? Is that the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that's
Yes,
what
Talasino.
Talasino.
Yeah, it was like the paella style.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
the
that was the
seafood,
big
The
seafood,
seafood one.
Oh,
Yeah. Which one were you
Talasino.
talking about?
I don't know. What's one of the mezes that's like a cold whipped
The spicy feta?
spicy feta? There's
No.
there's a yogurt one.
The
Obviously,
tzatziki,
tzatziki.
tirocaferi.
yeah.
Yeah.
All those things are
Yeah.
beautiful, especially summertime.
Exactly.
All right, let's take the third and final break, and then we'll come back. We'll wrap up this edition from Giorgio's Bakery and Bistro in Hollywood. And don't forget, there's also one on called Ocean Mile, open 7 days.
7 days. You know
Oh,
us
nice.
Greeks.
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
2 locations of Giorgio,
They have a full bar too.
Taverna Kima.
So this one
one-
we only have beer and wine.
But the
The
one
other
in
one we
Gulf
have
Ocean,
full
you have an
bar,
actual
happy
bar. It's
hour. Yes, it's a
Oh, before
Yes.
the break.
like a
I
party.
mean, do you have like so you do have a happy hour here?
No,
and
not
summer-
here.
Not here.
Okay, not here.
here's
The other
just
one,
beer
they
and
have the bar.
wine, and
Okay.
we do a lot of mimosas
Okay.
and things like that.
'Cause-
But the other one in Fort Lauderdale, it's a full bar,
Yeah.
happy hour. Yeah,
Yep.
it's good.
all good.
And over there on Saturdays, we're doing all day happy hour. So you
Really?
can get your food
On a Saturday.
Saturday, all
Yep.
day,
Wow.
That's
Yep.
This is all summer. This is
all through the summer.
all through summer.
Nice.
Yes.
Gotta,
Oh, wow.
Gotta treat your
That's
local as
great.
well.
Gotta
On
keep
a
your
Saturday?
locals. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
fantastic.
and Kima
Yeah.
also has obviously the
Yes.
great
Great
happy hour
specials, yeah.
deli and all
Yes.
that stuff. So
Yep.
All right, let's we'll come back after these words on the Lunchbox. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food and a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. For casual yet sophisticated contemporary American cuisine, Burton's Grill and Bar, Now with 2 South Florida locations, 1003 South University Drive in Plantation and 5580 North Military Trail in Boca. I've become a huge fan of this place. Great food and hospitality, family friendly, a full gluten-free menu, and a staff that's very mindful of guest allergies and special dietary needs. They're open 7 days with an all-day menu, weekend brunch, and happy hour specials. And oh, don't miss that short rib grilled cheese or their famed key lime pie. So good. They offer catering and delivery, and download the Burton's app for extra specials and bonuses, including $15 to sign up. Go to burtonsgrill.com for more information. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. Kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. All right, we're back. We're sharing parental tales of woe here with Sophia. Has a son now, starting to play some football, and has those early morning practices, and now
in a different county now.
Yeah, and you're not just a restaurateur, entrepreneur. Oof. Now you are a chauffeur.
Yes.
Unpaid Uber driver.
Correct.
You don't get to charge the extra.
I'll pull up to pick up my son. I'm like, your Uber's here.
Yeah.
Tip me well.
I know the feeling.
Exactly.
Hopefully one day they will repay us all. That's all I said to Natalia is like, I got her a car so she could drive herself senior year.
Yep.
And I said, just put me in the good home.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're in a great place right now. Yeah. Look at this dessert spread. It's not enough that you hit us with the appetizer platters, the great cheese and meats, the niçoise salad, the pizza, the cheesesteak, the fisherman's platter. And
finish off
it all off.
We are a bakery per se.
You are.
So, yes.
My eye is immediately attracted towards
Isn't that
beautiful.
fun?
What
this
is this?
rainbow. Do you call
How
this like
fun.
a funfetti cake?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my wife's dream.
Yes, that's
Well, there's-
isn't it so fun?
All the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
And I am going to go right in on it.
With key lime pie, cannoli, and tiramisu.
That's
Good? Is it good?
A very moist cake.
It was beautiful.
Is
Okay.
it like a cream cheese frosting?
Yeah.
It's good. And that is one I
It's
first
fun,
went
if anything.
to. I've already
Okay.
had your tiramisu, and it's delicious.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And I'm going to have another bite now. It was my birthday yesterday. So,
Was it?
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, but I'm not
Happy
going to.
birthday.
Thank you. I try not to remember the numbers, but I do remember the birthday itself. And I like
Yeah.
birthdays.
I've always loved
Me
birthdays.
I
too.
like having the candles and the whole,
Yeah.
schmaltzing it up.
So my
and-
mom, funny story, when she turned 68, she goes, I'm going to start telling people I'm 70. I said, Mom,
Being older.
why would you do that? Everybody says that they're younger. She's like, well, if I tell people I'm like 63, they're going to be like, oof. But if I tell them I'm 70,
They're
they're
gonna-
going to
no,
be
you're
like,
way
you
You
look
look great."
great for your age.
Smart
And I'm
woman.
like, I'm going to start rounding up.
Right.
How?
See, I always rounded up. Like when I
You did.
got to 58 and a half, I would just, when the numbers were lower, I would just always round up. My half birthday would be in December. And after December 17th, I would just go up to the next year. And my ex-wife thinks it's completely ridiculous. But now that I'm 59, she's like, why don't you just start rounding up? I'm calling you 60. You're just 60.
Exactly.
Happy 60th.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, no need.
Yeah,
No,
you're
no,
not
no,
trying to
no.
round up now.
Once you go into the next decade, I feel like
Well-
you have to tread lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
no, if
Yep.
we're going to round up now, let's go to 65. So maybe I can put in for
Our-
Medicare, right? Get my Medicare
Oh,
going.
dude, it's Social Security.
Yeah. But at this point, no, I'm at 59, solid 59.
59.
Nice.
And very grateful for everybody, the outpouring of birthday wishes. And last night at that D Sports Bar, they brought out, we had that cookie skillet. Did we have that when we had the show at
No.
Daniel's? Okay, they have, it's funny because it's a very upscale place, right?
Yeah, that's like a basic
But they have
dessert, though.
3 desserts, and they have this chocolate chip cookie skillet, which I'm like, what am I at Chili's? No, but not to denigrate it because it comes out.
probably
It's a
fantastic.
really, really good,
Well, it's
high quality
That cake's a basic
chocolate,
cake, but it's a wonderful cake.
fresh whipped cream. They have some ice cream on the side, but last night somebody told them it was my birthday, and they brought out. It wasn't just a candle; it was like
The
these
sparkler,
howitzer-sized sparklers. They
like the
wheel
ones
it
at
through
the
the
clubs,
restaurant.
like that they put on
Yeah,
the bottles,
exactly.
right? Yes.
And I
Yeah.
took some video of it, and Connie Ogle from the Herald is looking at me like, oh, like,
This jerk off.
and I sent some video to the chat line that we're in. And I've been sending all these food photos from the vacation and all the shows that we
Yeah.
do. And the great, talented Leslie Visser, who is a Hall of Fame
Multiple time Hall of Fame.
TV broadcaster, former sports writer at the
Journalist, yeah.
Boston Globe. But she just chimed in after I sent video from last night with the thing. She goes, does Mayo ever have a normal day?
No, it might say no, he does not.
This is my normal.
That's your normal. I
That's
love
the
that.
new normal.
I love that.
But I appreciate this. This is good. I got to take a bite of your key lime pie
Key lime.
because
He's a big key lime pie.
aficionado. I like the fact that it's whipped cream and not.
I was going to say
meringue.
judger is what I was going to say. He always, even when he likes it, there's always some kind of criticism.
Very good. Nice amount
it's
of
beautiful.
tartness. Very good texture. And the crust at the bottom. Just a little bit of the
I'm not a
classic graham
huge key
cracker.
lime, but I'll eat the crust part
You
with
like
a little bit of the tangy, you know.
You like the graham
I
cracker
like the
crust.
graham cracker.
And you guys do all this in house?
So not everything.
Okay,
So definitely our cannoli, our key lime, our tiramisu. This one we did
Okay,
not
It
do.
comes in.
Okay.
All right, but that doesn't.
Yes.
I imagine it's a big seller just because kids love
The fun, the
Yes.
colors.
Yeah, it's so fun.
funfetti.
Funfetti.
It's really good.
I don't know if
Good
those are going to
stuff.
be banned soon. I don't know if we're going to have that.
Oh,
anymore.
because of all the
all the
food
dyes.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
they're no fun. I
They're
mean,
no fun. Once in a while, I guess.
yeah, it's everything in moderation.
Correct. Absolutely.
That is what my great gym teacher, Mr. Caballero, said. Everything in moderation.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't pertain to us.
No.
We never do moderation.
And we got some. What is it? A little cappuccino
Cappuccino.
to cap off the meal.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
yeah, I love my caffeine, especially after having
Yeah,
some
a
of
big
our
meal. Yeah.
great beers and the sparkling beverage.
Yep.
Celebratory day today. Again,
Yes.
Happy belated.
congratulations. Oh, well, yes,
And
thank you.
Congratulations to the Panthers.
Yeah,
Yes.
and,
Yes.
I hope everybody has a fantastic summer.
Fantastic.
Hopefully,
yes.
we'll be seeing you somewhere, maybe Kima.
Yes.
We'll
We'll talk. We'll
or
see
if you
where.
want to get into Oakland,
Maybe I'll open up a restaurant over the summer. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll be. By the way, meet me here.
Yeah, if
in
you're gonna open a
September.
restaurant, I guess summertime is the best time to get the training and all the kinks out.
Yes.
But-
This is our so this during the summer I'm always doing like renovations, just getting everything from
that's good coffee.
season ready, regrouping.
Yeah.
So
Planning,
planning,
for the
just
season.
doing freshening up the place,
driving,
menus,
driving the kids, and football back and
driving.
forth.
driving, lots of driving, yes.
Well, you know what? Enjoy. It's going to be over before
I
you
know.
Yeah.
even know it.
Yeah.
I really
know.
do miss the days where I'd have to get up at 6 in the morning
I
and
know.
drive my daughter all over town because now that she's
She
independent,
wants nothing to do with you.
well, especially after she saw the mustache. What's that, Dad? But now this will be gone tomorrow. I just couldn't do it all in one shot. I was feeling a little bit.
It's fine.
I mean, you worked
But-
so hard for it. The,
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Panthers worked so
Yeah,
hard
for
for
your
it.
beard.
I had never grown a beard in my life. I usually just quit after about a week because
Yeah.
it gets all itchy and it just came in patchy. But this time it came in gray, much grayer than I.
Yeah, it's very
hoped.
great.
It was
I
very.
mean, you are 60.
Oh, with that, we're gonna wrap it up.
Cheers.
Sophia, thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you.
always
Thank you
a
for
pleasure
having
getting
me.
together.
Yes.
And a couple of other words. Don't forget, we got the second annual Pearl Jam by the Sea Oyster Festival with our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival and Even Keel Fish Shack. That's going to be on Saturday, August 9th. Tickets now available on Eventbrite. Go to oysterpearljam.eventbrite.com for your tickets. VIP seats almost all gone.
Wow.
General admission tickets remain, and it's going to be a fun time. August 9th for those of you who like oysters on the half shell, fresh shucked, along with some sparkling beverages. And this year we're going to also add in some other bonus goodies. I think we're going to get a big paella drum going. It's going to be a fun time. Summertime on the beach, all kinds of good summer vibes. So get your tickets now. And I think that's it. Tomorrow, I don't know where we're going to be.
We'll figure it
We
out.
might be at home. We might be at a restaurant. We
Nice.
might be with the Stanley Cup. Who knows? Tune in tomorrow to find out. But meantime, thanks to everybody
Sophia,
here at
thank you.
Giorgio's.
Thank you.
Sophia, go check out either Taverna
Yeah,
Oka
both
right down the
locations are
road
great.
here. That's been around since what, 1998?
98.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this one's 99, a year
99.
later.
I didn't
Wow.
realize that this one is also over 25 years
Yes.
old.
It's amazing.
That's incredible. So
Yes.
these are the originals. And then now you've got Taverna Kima up on North Federal Highway. The address again is
6298.
6298 North Federal Highway in
Yep.
Boca, where Lubie's was it
I would
your
love
mother-in-law?
my mom's 70th. Yeah,
Okay.
I think that'd be a great place.
You're gonna get you set up there for a nice private room.
For sure.
And if you have an event, go check out Taverna
Yeah, they do a
Kima,
great job.
or just for dinner any night.
Happy hour.
And of course, last but not least, the new Giorgio's on Gulf Ocean Line. I think I covered it all.
I think so.
Okay. Enjoy
Till next
every meze. Enjoy every Stanley Cup. Enjoy every sandwich.
Next is the question. Reach, gentlemen.